Hi, I'm Kaylin.
And I'm Dustin as well.
And today on the barrel,
Calumet Farms 16-year single rack black Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey.
wow.
I don't know what single. For some reason, I was thinking it was
Say
single.
that 5 times fast. No, don't.
Single rack
actually.
black, single rack black, single rack black, single rack black, single rack black.
I think you have to be careful.
Can't.
What is this? This is almost like a Mystery Monday because I don't know what this is and I didn't know we were doing it.
Every day is a mystery for Kaylin.
So,
This is a 16-year-old Kentucky straight bourbon from, I believe, Lexington, Kentucky, is where Calumet Farm is located. Perhaps it's just Calumet Farm, actually, not farms. Maybe it's just a single farm.
it is singular.
They sort of have a history of horse racing, if you couldn't tell by the label. Well, not sort of. They very much have a history of horse racing. That's, I think, was the original farm since maybe back in like the 20s or something. I think they have something like 11 horses in the Horse Racing Hall of Fame.
Wow. 11 is a specific number.
I just know that off the top of my head. And got into making whiskey at some point, I guess.
And here we are.
And here we are with this. This is the oldest, I believe, of their stable of whiskeys. Did you?
Well, just somebody didn't clean the glasses.
Well, I wiped them.
I would say that's something you definitely did not do.
Well, not true.
Let's not have this argument now. We should talk about this later.
I love how that's the way that people talk. Just
Unintelligible. Pour some whiskey.
Oh my god. Okay,
Pour some whiskey.
Looking at the bottle here, obviously, it's pretty old-timey, right?
Yeah, it's a really pretty bottle.
Pretty old-timey.
Old-timey, sure.
We got some nice sepian tone imaging going on here. 16 years old, rack number W4008.09. For everyone out there keeping track of the rack number that this particular batch came from. This batch was 19 barrels, 106 proof, 53% alcohol. And a Triple Crown winner.
The whiskey?
I'm not sure, it just says Triple Crown winner. So, it could be. Maybe they hitched this bottle to the
If you know what that means,
to the side of the saddle, hit it with some spurs.
We've talked about you doing accents on this.
Should have been a cowboy. Should have learned to rope and ride. Riding that pony down the Calumet, stealing the young girl's heart. They have little facts on the label here.
We don't
hidden,
have
look at this.
We don't have time.
They're hidden here. Champion 2-year-old in 1947, apparently. 16 race win streak. First to $1 million. And horse of the year in 1948.
I cannot stop yawning.
16-year-old bourbon. What could be bad about it?
Well,
Absolutely nothing, probably. Non-chill filtered for added depth of character. You love to see it.
Get a word in edgewise here.
What kind of edge are you trying to
No,
for?
it's fine. Let's just give her a shot. By her, I mean me, and by shot, I mean the whiskey.
Look at all of that
I'm not reading
text.
that. I'm not reading it.
There's a whole story on the back,
No.
Kaylin. Wow. Actually, the things that are on the front that I just said are pretty much the highlight. Here we go. If you're not subscribed yet, though, do it. What are you waiting for? You're just getting older, and we're all gonna die soon.
I'm probably waiting for the whiskey.
All right, fair enough.
The time it takes you to open and pour whiskey is like the equivalent of the Minnesota Goodbye. That is a heavy pour.
Well, I forgot
I have not had dinner yet.
what we're doing.
So, appears to be salmon colored.
Salmon color. Your shirt is like salmon colored.
No, but you just seem to always come up with stuff that makes no sense. So I thought I would join in on it.
This appears to be a worn saddle color.
They're all
Maybe from the 50s.
No. Wow, I love it. Oh, 53%. I think that's my sweet spot.
That actually is I like that. Anything between like 53 and 56.
It's not too hot.
Oh, yeah.
Not too cold. All you need is a light jacket. I mean...
Yeah, that nose is like oaky sweet. Really nice.
Yeah. Oaky. Yes.
Yeah, oaky sweet vanilla.
Yeah,
it's on the
nothing
lighter
like,
side of...
Yeah, certainly not like a burnt caramel or anything. It's just...
Oh, that's really nice. A little bit of leather too, but not like a worn dark leather, almost like a... Or no, you know what it is? One of those suede jackets with like the tassels on the arms. And it was like brand new, but it was like, you know, that suede soft material?
Yeah.
Well, suede, I guess, is that material. I
do get a little bit of acetone as I sniff it more and more, like just kind of, which I know is just alcohol, but you know. At the start it was a little bit cherry-like for me, a little maraschino type situation.
Yeah, that's in there for sure.
Like a little, like of the syrup of that.
Wonderful nose.
Yep.
Dense, dense bourbon.
Dense.
Yeah. Dissonance.
Tastes like bourbon. Tastes like a saddle.
When's the last time you tasted a saddle?
I just know what it tastes like. Kind of a little pastry on the back end. I don't know how to describe it. Like a fruity pastry. Like not quite fruit. It's just like kind of just like a freshly baked cream, like maybe a cream cheese pastry almost, like something that's like a little on the sweet side but not overwhelming.
I'm so proud of you.
Well,
that was such a great a comparison, analogy, simile.
A companalogy.
All of those. As you were saying that, I could have been biting into like just a little one of those pastries that crispy edges, a little bit of the white frosting drizzled on top, and then the center is, you know, maybe a little dollop of cherry and cream cheese or something.
On that note, I do get a little bit of almond, like a little, not a heavy almond presence, but like a little bit of almond.
Oh, and now that it sits in my mouth, I haven't taken a second sip yet. The lingering taste is that of old times. It just reminds me of like an old, I think you once said for a different bottle we did, walking into a tack room.
It is like that for me.
Except dust and hay and leather.
In general, I struggle to like, that's always the first thing I smell and taste with most whiskeys. Like if I don't think creatively, if I don't, try. It's just, especially bourbons, to me is just very like tack roomy. But this one, I just really like it. I would sit and sip on this, and I like to try a lot of them, but I wouldn't normally want to just sit and sip it as opposed to doing something different with my time.
It's one of my favorite ones to have if you're like, we go to a cabin and we've got a wood burning fireplace. Jason Bourne built it. And just like sitting there and sipping on like one whiskey for like 45 minutes and really taking your time. I love this bottle for that exact scenario. The sweetness that was on the nose, it's not sugary sweet on the palate. In fact, I think it turns bitter on the finish, which if I'm going for this, like, and some of this is probably the placebo. But isn't there a different word for like...
Can you describe what you're talking about?
Isn't there a different word for like, because I know this is like a horse, origin
like a
type
biased
whiskey.
Opinion. Like you already know.
I know, but I wonder if that's putting these flavors a little bit more to like the forefront of my mind.
Yeah,
but
it's really good. Recommend.
Yeah, that's delicious.
I'll be interested to try some more of their stuff.
Now, I haven't had anything else. I haven't had the 15 or the 14. I think there's a 14 maybe. There's an 8. This one, I think you can find at Total Wine. I think they carry at least a few of the different Calumet Farm. This one, the 16 year, I think I paid, it might have been right around like $150, I want to say.
How reasonable.
And then I think the 15 is like $130 or something, and then, down it goes. But, well, I'm just saying for a 16-year-old bourbon.
Oh, I keep forgetting it's 16 years old. Sure.
Yeah.
I admittedly, not knowing the price, that does like make it a little harder to swallow.
Well, yeah, that'd be interesting to hear your thoughts now, knowing the price.
I still think it's worth it. Like, I mean, I do really enjoy it. I also know that you have a lot of really great quality finds that are well under that. I still think that this is I would buy it for that. And I know that like that opinion might mean kind of not a lot because I don't know a lot about anything. But being a non-whiskey connoisseur, I guess I'm saying I would buy it for that. Especially if it's like for something special, or if I'm celebrating something myself, or if I want to gift it to somebody else, a little bit slightly more extravagant gift. Like, it is really good, especially if you've got somebody in your life who really enjoys bourbon.
Yeah, wow, really solid. This sometimes I think is even on sale.
Yeah, I'd be interested to try some of the other ones.
I'd say for like, if you want to try an older aged bourbon or have an older aged bourbon in your collection, it's not going to completely break the bank, I don't think, like compared to, you know, what you might pay for, I don't know, like the Elijah, well, that one you can't even find, like the Elijah Craig 18 and the Knob Creek 18. Those are pretty dang hard to come by. This you can like easily find, at least where I'm at in Minnesota. I'd buy 5.
Oh my God.
6.
He would
Make it a
not.
case.
Gonna have to keep an eye on the old books a little bit more.
The old bucks?
The old books.
Oh.
I thought we were still doing accents, so. Cool.
You should have been a cowboy.
Tune in next time when there's no singing.
That's gonna be hard.
It's not that
Should have been a cowboy.